If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, so that, sated, the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had a dying fall. Oh, it came over my ear like the sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets. Enough, no more. 'Tis not so sweet now as it was before. Oh, spirit of love, how quick and fresh you are, that, although you are as vast as the ocean, all that you hold up in validity falls by the minute into deprecation and derision. So full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high fantastical. Will you go hunt, my lord? Hunt what, Curio?
The heart.
Aye, so I do. The noblest I ever have. Oh, when my eyes did first see Olivia, I thought she purged the air of pestilence. In that instant, I was turned into a hart, and my desires, like fell and cruel hounds, have ever since pursued me. Valentine, what news of her?
My lord, I was not admitted to her, but from her handmaid I did return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years hence, shall not reveal its face to ample view, but like a cloistress she will sport a veil, and walk around her chamber once a day with eye-offending bride, all to season a dead brother's love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that has this heart of such fine frame, who pays this debt of love to a mere brother. How will she love when the rich golden shaft has killed the flock of all affection else that live in her? When liver, brain and heart, the sovereign thrones, her sweet perfections are all supplied and filled by one self, king. Away, before me wait sweet beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich when canopied with boughs.
What country, sir, is this?
Must be Illyria, ma'am.
Illyria? And what should I do in Illyria? My brother, he is an Elysian. Perchance he is not drowned. What do you think, Captain?
There be a chance that only you yourself were saved.
Oh, my poor brother. And perhaps may he too have been saved.
True, ma'am. And to comfort you with hope, assure yourself, when our ship left, with you and the poor number saved with it, I saw your brother bind himself to a strong mast that floated upon the waves, where, like Arion upon the dolphin's back, I saw him hold, above the waves so far as I could see.
For saying so, have this. My own escape feeds the hope I hold, informed by the authority of your speech that he may have survived. Do you know this country well, Captain?
Aye, ma'am, I know it well. For I was born and bred not 3 hours' travel from this very place.
Who governs here?
A noble duke, in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I think my father spoke about him. He was a bachelor when last I heard.
Aye, and so is he now, or was so of late. But when I left here about a month ago, was fresh in murmur and gossip, as you know, what the great get up to, the less we'll speak of, that he did seek the love of fair Lady Olivia.
And who is she?
A virtuous woman, the daughter of a count who died about a year ago. He left her in the protection of her brother, who shortly also died, for the love of whom they say she has rejected the company and sight of men.
Oh, if I could serve this lady, and may not be established to this foreign world until I had my own situation well improved.
That may be hard to achieve, for she will admit no kind of pursuit, no, not even the Duke's.
Your behaviour is fair, Captain, and although nature with beauteous looks often holds a pollution close within, I will believe of you to have a mind that suits this fair and outward character. I beg you, and I'll pay you bounty. Conceal me what I am, and be my aid, for such disguise shall become the form of my survival. I'll serve this Duke. You shall present me as a young man to him. It will be worth our troubles, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that will allow me to seem very worthy to him. Whatever else happens, to time I will commit. Only please, shape your silence to my wit.
You will be a boy, and I will keep your secret. When my tongue blabs, let my eyes not see.
Thank you. Lead on.
What a plague my niece means to take her brother's death like this. I say, such care is an enemy to life.
By my word, Mr. Toby, you must come earlier at night. Your niece, my lady, she takes great exception to your late hours.
Well, then I take exception to me before she takes exception to anything.
Yes, but you must confine yourself within the modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I already am. These clothes and these boots are good enough to drink in, if they are not, let them hang themselves by their own bootstraps.
This quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday, and of a certain foolish fellow you brought here one night, to be her wooer.
Who, Mr. Andrew?
Yes, him.
He's as tall as any man in Illyria.
What's that to the purpose?
Well, he has £30,000 a year!
Yes, but he'll have but a year with it at this rate. He's extravagant and a wasteful fool.
I resent you say so. He plays the viol de gamboys and speaks 3 or 4 languages word for word without a book, and has all these good gifts of nature.
He has indeed, like a born idiot. Not only is he a great fool, but a great quarreller, with a great gift of cowardice to ally his gust for quarrelling.
Yeah.
It's thought amongst the prudent that he would quickly earn the gift of the grave.
They are scoundrels who say that of him. Who are they?
They who talk of him as drunk every night in your company.
Drunk with drinking health to my niece! I will drink to her as long as there is passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He is a coward who does not drink to my niece until his brains are o'erturned like a parish top. Speak of the devil! Here comes Mr. Andrew himself!
Mr. Toby Mount, how now, Toby?
Sweet Mr. Andrew!
And bless you, fair shrew.
And you too, sir. Accost, Andrew, accost!
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good Mistress Accost, I am pleased to meet you.
My name is Maria, sir.
Good Mistress Maria Accost.
Sir, you mistake her. By accost, I mean front her. Board her. Woo her!
By my word, I will not undertake her in such company. Is that the meaning of Accost?
Very well, gentlemen. Let her leave so, Andrew, and you might never draw sword again.
If you leave so, ma'am, I may never draw sword again. Do you think you have fools in hand?
Sir, I not have you by the hand.
Aye, but you shall. Here is my hand.
Now, sir, you will not stop me thinking you a fool. I pray you, take your hand to the buttery bar and let it drink.
Why, sweetheart, what is your meaning?
A dry one, sir.
Ah, yes, I'm not just an ass and I go and give my hand dry, but what is your joke?
A dry joke, sir.
I suppose you're full of those.
Aye, I have them at my finger's end. I resent your hand. I'm barren.
Good sir, cheer up. When did I ever see you so put down?
I think never in your life. Sometimes I think I have no greater wit than a Christian or ordinary man has. But I'm a great eater of beef, and I believe that does very harm towards it.
No question about it.
I'll go home tomorrow, Toby.
Pourquoi, my dear knight?
Pourquoi? What's the meaning of pourquoi? Do or not do? Oh, if I'd spent more time on tongues than I had to fencing and bear baiting and dancing. Oh, if I'd followed the art.
The art of tongs? then you would have had an excellent head of
That
hair.
would have mended my hair.
For you see, it does not curl by nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does it not?
Excellent. It hangs like a flax on a distaff. I hope to see a housewife take it between her legs and spit it off.
I'll go home tomorrow, Toby. Your niece will not have me, and if she will, she'll not be seen. Even the good Duke Orsino himself cannot woo her.
She'll have none of the Duke. She will not match above her station, not in estate, years, nor wit. I have heard her swear it. So there's hope in it for you, man.
All right, I'll stay a month longer. I'm a fellow of the strangest minds of the world. I delight in masks and revels.
Are you not just as good as the rest of these kickshaws?
I'm one of the best in Illyria. I can cut a caper. I can do the back trick.
Why are these things veiled and behind a curtain? It is a world to hide virtues in.
Ah, you're right. Shall we set about some revels?
Whatever else would we do? Show me your caper. Excellent! Excellent!
If the Duke continues these favours towards you, Cesario, you will become very well advanced indeed. He's only known you 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his mood or my negligence to call into question the continuance of his love. Is he inconsistent in his favours?
No, believe me.
Cesario?
Here comes the Duke.
Where is Cesario?
Here, my lord, at your service.
Do leave us a moment. Cesario,
Yes,
you know everything of me.
yes.
I have unclasped to you the very book of my secret soul.
Yes.
And so, my good man, make your way to my lady. Refuse to be denied access. Stand at her doors and tell them that there your foot shall grow root until you have audience.
Surely, my lord, if she is so abandoned to her sorrow as they say she is, she will never let me in.
Then be loud, leap all civil bounds, rather than make unsuccessful return.
And say I do speak with her? What then?
Then, unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with the discourse of my faith. It will become you well to act my woes. She will like it better from your courtly youth than from me.
I don't think so, my lord.
Dear lad, believe it. They say you are a man, but Diana's lip is not more smooth than yours. Your soft voice is as a maiden's, shrill and sound. All is semblance of a woman's part. And so I know your countenance is perfect for it. So go. I myself am best in less company. Succeed in this, and you shall live to freely call my fortunes yours.
Yes, my lord. I'll do my best to woo your lady. God, what strife. Go to woo her for him, yet I wish myself to be his wife.
Tell me where you've been, or not a sliver of excuse will escape my lips towards Our Lady. She will have you hanged for this absence.
Well, let her hang me then. He that is well hung in this world needs to fear no little colours.
Is that right?
He shall see no rival to fear.
I can tell you where that phrase comes from. I fear no colours.
Where, good Mistress Maria?
In the wars. And so you are bold to say it in your foolery.
Well, God gives wisdom to those that have it, and to those who are fools, let them use their talents.
You will still be punished for being away for so long, or at least turned away. That's just as bad as death to you, is it not?
Well, unemployment, let the summer weather bear it out.
You are resolute then?
Not so neither, but I am so dedicated on 2 points.
Ah, so that if one were to break, the other would hold, but if both break, it all begins to fall.
Oh, exactly, in good faith, exactly. I will go thy way. If Mr. Toby were to stop drinking, you'd be the wellest woman in all Illyria.
Quiet, you rogue! No more of that! Here comes my lady. Make your excuses wisely.
Oh, witned it be your will, put it me, and good fooling. Those wits that think they have you do very often prove fools, and I, for I am sure that I lack thee may pass for a wise man. For what does Pittalis say? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. How now, my lady?
Take the fool away.
Did you not hear her? Take her away.
Oh, you are a dry fool. I will have no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
Ah, and so there, 2 faults, good Madonna, which drink and good counsel may amend. For give the dry fool drink, well then he is no longer dry. Bid the dishonest man mend himself, if he mend, he is no longer dishonest. If he cannot mend, then let the botcher mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that is mended is but patched with virtue. There's no true cuckolder's calamity, just as beauty fades as a flower. The lady bade take the lady bade take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away!
Sir! I told them take away you.
Oh, misprision to the highest degree, lady. The hood does not make the monk. Do give me leave to prove you a fool.
Could you make it?
Oh, dexterously, my lady.
Make your proof.
I must catechise you for it.
Well, sir, in want of other idleness, I will hear this proof.
Good Madonna, why do you mourn?
Good fool, for the death of my brother.
I think his soul is in hell.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more foolish to mourn your brother's soul being in heaven. Take her away.
What do you make of this fool, Malvolio? Does he not mend?
He does. And he will continue to do so until the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity which decays the wise does ever make the better fool.
Then I hope God you send you a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Mr. Toby will swear that I am no fox, but he will not for any money that you are no fool.
Ooh, what do you say to that, Malvolio?
I marvel that your ladyship takes such delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day by a fool with no more brains than a stone. Look at him. He's out of his garb already. Unless you laugh at him and pay him attention, he is gagged. I take these wise men who laugh at these fools to be no better than idiots zanies.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and you taste with this distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, or of a free disposition is to take little just jokes for those who deem cannon bullets. There is no slander in an allowed fool, though we do nothing but rail. Nor is any railing in man who do nothing but reprove.
Mercury imbues you with the art of tricks, for you speak so well of fools.
Ma'am, there is a young gentleman at the gate who much desires to speak with you. From the Duke Orsino, is he? I don't know, but he's a fair young man, well attended. Who of my people holds him at the gate? Mr. Toby Belch, ma'am. Oh, fetch him away from there, please. He talks nothing but madness. Go you, Malvolio. If it is a suit from the Duke, I'm either sick or not at home. Do what you will to dismiss it.
Well,
Now, look you fool, how your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
My lady, you speak as if your eldest son were to be a fool, whose head God had stuffed with brains. Here comes one of your kin, with a most weak peer martyr.
By my honour, he is half drunk. Who's at the gate, uncle?
A gentleman.
A gentleman. What gentleman?
To the gentleman here. How now, sir?
Good Mr. Toby.
Uncle, how have you come so early to this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery! There's someone at the gate.
Yes. Who is it?
Let him be the devil. And if he be, I cannot.
Tell me, fool, what is a drunken man like?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One drink above tipsy makes him a fool, the second makes him mad, and the third drowned him.
My uncle is in the third degree. He has drowned. Go look after him.
Oh, he is but yet mad, and the fool shall look to the man.
Mom, the young fellow at the gate swears he will speak with you. I told him you were asleep, which he takes on to understand very well, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were sick, which he seems to have a foreknowledge of too, and still therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, my lady? He's fortified against my denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
Well, he has been told so, and says he will stand at your door as a sheriff post supported to a bench until he be spoken to.
What kind of man is he?
Why, of mankind.
No, what manner of man?
Of the ill manner. He swears he will speak with you whether you will or not.
Of what personage and years is he?
Why, I'm not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a codling is when 'tis almost an apple. 'Tis with him in standing water between boy and man. He's very well favoured, and speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Allow his approach. Call him my gentlewoman.
Not my will.
My lady, come, Ray. Give me my veil. We once more here from Orsino's embassy.
The Honourable Lady of the House. Which is she?
Who will speak to me, I shall answer for her.
Most excellent, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. Please, tell me this be the lady of the house, for I've never seen her. I would be loath to cast away my speech, for not only is it well penned, I have taken great pains to learn it.
Where have you come from, sir?
I can say little more than what I've studied. That question's out of my part. Good gentle one, give me modest assurance that you be the lady of the house, so that I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart, and by the very fangs of malice, I am not what I play. Are you the lady of the house?
What if I do not usurp myself? I am.
Certainly, if you are she, you do usurp yourself, for you withhold what is yours to bestow. But this is beyond my commission. I will on with my speech, and then show you the heart of my message.
No, skip to what is important. I will forgive you the praise.
My lady, I took great pains to learn it. It is poetical.
You will surely it is feigned. I pray you keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and I only approached to wonder at you rather than to hear you. If you are not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber. I am to hull here a little longer. Some modifications for your guardian, sweet lady. I am but a messenger.
Sure you have some hideous matter to deliver? To be so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive branch in my hand. My words are as sweet of peace as matter.
And yet you began so rudely. Who are you and what do you want?
The rudeness that began within me, I learned from my entertainers here.
Oh.
What I am and what I want are as secret as maidenhead. They be to your ears divinity, but to others profanity.
Leave us a space alone so I may hear this divinity. Now, sir, what's your office?
Most
A comfortable doctrine. Much may be said of it. But I shall text.
in Orsino's bosom.
In his bosom? What chapter of his bosom?
Well, to answer by this method, the first chapter of his heart.
Oh, and I have read it. It was heresy. Have you nothing more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Have you any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? Now you're out of text. Still, we will draw back the curtain and show you the picture. Look you, sir. Is that well done?
Excellently done, if God did all.
Well, 'tis in grain, sir, 'twill endure wind and weather.
His beauty truly blent, whose red and white sweet and cunning hand did lay eyes on. Lady, you are the cruellest she alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world no copy.
Oh, sir, I will not be so hard-hearted. I will give out a diver's schedule of my beauty. It shall be inventoried. Item, 2 lips of indifferent red. Item 2 grey eyes with lids to them. Item 1 neck, 1 chin, and so forth. Will you come here to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud. But if you were the devil, you are fair. My lord and master loves you.
How does he love me?
With adorations. Fertile tears, with groans that thunder lie, with sighs of fire.
Your lord already knows my mind. I cannot love him. Yet I suppose he is virtuous. I know he is noble. Of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth. In voices well divulged, free, learned, valiant. By the dimensions of nature he is a gracious man, yet I cannot love him. You may have taken this answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flame, with such a suffering, such a deeply strife, in your denial I would find no sense of it. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate, and call upon the souls within the house. Write loyal cantons of condemned love, and sing them out, even in the dead of night. Hallow your name to the reverberant hills, and let the babbling gossip of the air cry out, or seem Olivia. Oh, you should not rest between the elements of air and earth, but you should pity me.
What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state is well enough. I am a gentleman.
I'll get you to your lord. I cannot love him. Tell him to send no more. Unless, perchance, you come to me again. Fare you well. I thank you for your pains. I'll get my purse.
No, don't get your purse. I'm no fiend post, my lady. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love makes his heart a flint that you shall love. And placed by yourself in contempt. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my estate is well enough. I am a gentleman. I'll swear that you are. Your words, face, limbs, actions, spirits do give out fivefold blazon. No, not too fast. Soft, soft. Unless the master were the man. How quickly does one catch the plague? I do think, I feel this youth's perfection with an invisible and subtle stealth that do creep in at my eye. Well, let it be. Malvolio!
Here, Mom, I just said
From after that same peevish messenger, the Duke's man, he left this ring behind him. Tell him I do not want it. I will have none of it. Tell him not to flatter me, nor to keep his lord up in hopes. I am not for him. If that youth does return tomorrow, I'll have some reason for it. Go to, Madame.
Well, my will.
I know not what, and fear to find. My eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show your force, ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be, and be it so.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you have it that I go with you?
By your patience, no. My stars shine darkly over me. The malignancy of my fate might perhaps distemper yours. Therefore shall I crave of you your leave, so I may bear my evils alone.
Well,
it would be a bad recompense for my love to lay any of them on you.
Will you just at least let me know where you're heading?
No, sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagance. But I perceive in you so excellent a touch of modesty that you will not extract from me what I strive to keep in. Therefore, it charges me in manners then to express myself. You must know of me, Antonio. My real name is Sebastian. My father was that Sebastian of Mesalan, who I know you must have heard of. He left behind myself and a sister, both born in the same hour. Or if the heavens had been so pleased, so too would we have ended. But you, sir, altered that. For some hour before you took me from the sea, my sister drowned.
Alas, the day.
A lady who many accounts is beautiful, sir, though it was said she much resembled me. I will boldly publish her. She bore a mind that envy could not but call fair. She is drowned already, sir, with salt water, though I seem to drown her remembrance again.
Oh, forgive me, sir, for my terrible hospitality.
Forgive me for your trouble.
If you will not murder me for my love, then let me be your servant.
If you will not undo what you have done, that is, if you will not kill who you have recovered, desire not this servitude. My heart is full of kindness, and I am yet so near the manners of my mother, that upon the least occasion more, my eyes will tell tales. I am bound towards Count Orsino's court. I must go.
May all the gentleness of the gods go with you. I have many enemies in Orsino's court, otherwise I would very shortly see you there. But come what may, if I do adore you so, the danger shall seem mere sport, and I shall go.
Were you not just now with the Lady Olivia?
Yes, I was.
She returns this ring to you. You could have spared me of your pains, sir, to have taken it away yourself. My lady adds that you should put the Duke into a desperate assurance that she will have none of him. One thing more. You should never be so hardy as to come again on his behalf, unless it be to report your lord's taking back of this. Receive it so.
She took no ring of me, none of it.
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it at her, and it is her will that it be so returned. Well, if it be worth stooping for, there it lies. If not, be it his who finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outsides have not charmed her. She made good view of me. Indeed, so much so that I think her eyes did lose her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me. For sure. The cunningness of her passion invites me to this churlish messenger. None of my lord's ring? Why, I sent her no ring. If it be as it is, poor lady, she'd do better love a dream. A disguise, I see you as a wickedness, wherein inventive Satan does do much. How easy is it for the proper false in waxen women's heart to set their form? Alas, our frailty is the cause, not we, for such as we are made of, such we be. My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, are as fond of him, and she, mistaken, seems to dote on me. What is to become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love, but as I am woman, now rue the day when thriftless sighs shall poor Olivia breathe. O time, you must untangle this knot, I. It is too hard a knot for me to untie.
Approach, Sir Andrew. To be not in bed after midnight, and to go to bed then, is on time. And Duluculo Sageri, do you know it?
No, by my word I know not, but I do know to be up late is to be up late.
Conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and to go to bed then is early. So that to go to bed after midnight is to go to bed on time. Does not our life consist of the four elements?
Well, so they say, but I think it rather consists of eating and drinking.
You are a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Maria, I say, a soup of wine. Welcome, Alms. Now let's have a catch.
Oh now, my heart, did you never see the picture of we three? The fool has an excellent breath. I'd rather than 40 shillings that I had such a leg. And so sweet a breath to sing as this fool does. 'Tis true, you were very gracious fooling last night when you spoke of the Bromitus, of the Vapians, passing the equinoctial of Quippus. 'Twas very good, I say. I sent you a sixpence to your lanes. Do you have it? I did impeticos your gratillity, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock, my lady has a white hand, and the Myrmidons are no bottle ale houses. Excellent, well, this is the best for you. Shall we have a song?
Here's sixpence for you. Now let's have a song.
Would you like a song of love or of good life?
A love song, a love song.
I care not for the good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you going? Stay and hear your true love company that can sing both high and low. No further, pretty sweet, journeys end in lovers meet. Everyone's out of sight. I'm a lifeless voice as I am a true knight.
A catchy thing.
Very sweet and contagious, I said.
To hear by the nose, it is dulcet in contagion. But shall we make the welkin dance indeed? Shall we rise and I tell in a catch and raise 3 souls out of one weaver? Shall we do that?
And you love me, let's do it. I am a dog and a cat.
What's a warning you keep it? If my lady hasn't sent Malvolio to turn me out the doors, never trust me again.
My lady's a catty-ad. We are politicians. Malvolio's a Peggo Ramsey and 3 merry men we be. Am I not of her blood? Lady, The dwarf to man and Babylon. Lady, lady.
No, the man's an admirable fool. He does it well enough as he's disposed to do so, and so do I. He does it with a better grace, but I do it more natural.
Oh, the 12th day of December.
Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gabble like tinkers at this time of night? Do you make an alehouse of my lady's home, that you howl your cosiest catches without any mitigation or remorse? Is there no respect for time, place, nor persons among you?
We did keep our time, sir. In our catches. Snack up.
Mr. Toby, I am talking round with you. My lady bade me tell you that though she harbours you as her kinsman, she's nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate you and your misdemeanours, you are welcome in this house. If not, it would please you to bid farewell to her. She is more than willing to bid farewell to you.
Farewell, dear heart, since I must needs be gone. Mr. Toby.
His eyes do show his days are almost done. Is it so?
Will I never die?
Mr. Toby, there you lie.
Shall I bid him go?
What if you do?
Shall I bid him go and say no?
Oh, no, you dare not!
The truth, sir. You lie. Are you really anything more than a butler? Do you think, because you are virtuous, there will be no more cakes and ale? Go, sir. Rub your chain in crumbs. A stoup of wine, Maria!
Mistress Maria, if you prize my lady's favour at anything more than contempt, give no further means to this uncivil rule. My lady shall hear of this. By this hand.
Go shake your ears.
To challenge a man in the field and then break promises with him, making look a fool, is a bad deed as to drink when a man is hungry.
Do it not. I'll write your challenge, or deliver your indignation to him by word of mouth myself.
No, good Mr. Toby, do be patient for tonight. Since the young man of the Duke's was here with my lady, she's much answered. But as for Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I can't gull him into a neighbourhood and make him into a common recreation, then I haven't enough wit to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possess us! Possess us! Tell us something of him.
Well, marry, sir. Sometimes he can be a kind of Puritan.
Oh, I thought that I was a beat him like a dog!
Being a Puritan, your exquisite reason, my dear.
I have no exquisite reason, but I have reason enough.
Well, the devil of Puritan that he is, or anything other than a time-pleaser, an affectionate ass, that can't state without book and utters it by great swarfs, the best persuaded of himself, so cramped as he thinks with excellencies, that is on his grounds of faith, that all that look on him love him. But it is on that vice that my revenge will find notable cause to work.
What will you do?
I will drop in his way some obscure letters of love, wherein the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, face, complexion. He shall find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very like my lady. On some forgotten matters we can hardly make distinction between our hands.
Excellent eyes, smell of delight.
I have it in my nose too.
He shall think, by the letter that you drop, that they come from my niece, and that she's in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that colour.
And your horse will make him look an asshole with admirable.
I know my physical work on him. I will pass you two, and let the fool make a third, wherein he shall find the letter. Observe what he makes of it. But for this night, to bed, and dream on the event.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Before me, she is a good woman.
She's a beagle, true bred, and one that adores me.
I was adored once too.
Let's to bed, knight. You have need to send for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I'm on a foul way out.
Send for more money, man. If you haven't got it by the end, call me cut.
If I don't, never trust me. Take it as you will.
Come. We'll go burn some more sap. It is too late to go to bed now.
Give me some music. And now, good Cesario, that piece of song, that old and antic song we heard last night, I do believe it relieved my passion much, more than light airs and recollected turns of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. Come, let's have a verse.
He who should sing it is not here, my lord.
Who was it?
Feste, the jester?
Oh, then we should seek him out to hear it. Come here, boy. If ever you shall love, in the sweet pangs of it, remember me. For, as I am, all true lovers are, inconstant and skittish in all motions else except in the constant thought of the creature that is beloved. How do you like this tune?
It gives a very echo to the seat where love is throned.
Oh, you do speak masterly. My life upon it. Young though you are, your eye has alighted upon some favour that it loves, has it not, boy?
A little, by your favour.
Ah, what kind of woman is it?
Of your complexion.
Oh, she's not worth you then. What years, I ask?
About your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven. Still, let the woman take one older than herself. So wears she taken, so sways she level in her husband's heart. For, boy, however we do praise ourselves, our fancies are more giddy and infirm, more longing, wavering, sooner lost and won than women's are.
I think it well.
Then let your love be younger than yourself, or your affection will not hold the bent. For women are as roses, whose very flower, being once displayed, does fall that very hour.
And so they are, but they are so, to die even when to perfection they grow.
Ah, my good fellow, that song we had last night. Mark it, Cesario, it is old and plain. The spinsters and the knitters in the sun and the free maids that weave their thread with bone did used to chant it. It is a silly truth and dallies with the innocence of love. Oh, like the old age.
Are you ready, sir?
I implore you, sing!
Come away. Come away, death. And in sad, sad Cyprus, let me lay. Fly away. Fly away. Breath. I am slain by a fair, cruel maid.
There, for your pains.
Ah, no pain, sir, for I do take pleasure in singing.
I pay you for your pleasure, then.
And pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me leave now to leave you.
Hurry, sir. May the tailor make your waistcoat of changeable taffeta, for your mind is a very opal. I would have men of such constancy put to sea that their business be everything and their intent everywhere. Farewell.
Once more, Cesario. Get yourself to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her, my love, more noble than the world prizes not quantity of land or state, the parts that fortune has bestowed on her. Tell her I hold as giddily as fortune, and that it is very miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her, and that attracts my soul.
And if she cannot love you?
I cannot be so answered.
True, but you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, had for your love as great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You tell her so. Must she not then be answered?
There is no woman's side that can withstand the beating of so strong a passion as love does give my heart. And no woman's heart is big enough to hold so much. They lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite that suffers surfeit, cloyment and revolt, but mine is as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no comparison between the love a woman can bear me and that I owe Olivia.
Aye, but
Now what do you know?
Too well what love women may owe to men. In faith, they are as true as heart as we. My father had a daughter who loved a man, as I may have done, if I were a woman, have paid to your lordship.
What's her history then?
A blank, my lord. She never told her love, but let concealment, like a worm in the bud, feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy she stood like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was this not love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are no more than simple will, for we prove much in our speeches, but little in our love.
But did your sister die for her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house. and all the brothers too. And yet I know not. Shall I to your lady?
Aye. That's the idea.
Yes.
Go to her in haste. Give her this jewel. Say, my love can give no place, bide no denial.
Come this way, Signor Feste!
Coming if I lose a scruple of this sport, let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Won't you be glad to see this miserly, rascally sheep fighter come by some notable shame? We will fool him black and blue, shall we not, Mr. Andrew?
We didn't envy the pity of our lives.
Here comes the little villain. How now, my metal of India?
Get you free behind the box tree. Malvolio is coming this way. He has been yonder in the sun, practicing his manners through his own shadow for the last half hour. Hurry, get you hidden. I know this letter will make a contemplative idiot of him. But quickly, here comes the charge to be caught tactically.
It is but fortune. All is but fortune. Maria once told me that she did affect me, and I have heard her say if she should fancy it would be one of my complexion. Besides, she talks to me with a far more exalted respect than anyone else who serves her. What should I think of?
He is an overweening rogue.
This contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. Look how he puffs under his advanced plumage. I will so beat the rogue! Peace, I say!
Oh, to be Count Malvolio.
Ugh, rogue.
Pistol him! Pistol him!
There is example of it happening before. The Lady of Strachey married her yeoman of the wardrobe.
Fie on him, Jezebel!
Oh, he's deeply in it now. Look how his imagination blows him.
having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state,
Oh, for a stone boat to hit him in the eye!
calling for my officers about me in my branched velvet gown, having come from bed, where I have left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone!
And then to have the humour of state, after a demure travel of regard, saying, I know my place, as I wish they would know theirs, to call for my kinsman, Toby.
Bolts and shackles!
7 of my people, with an obedient start, set out the door. I frowned a while, perchance, wind up my watch, or play with my, some bridge tune. Toby approaches, curtsies there before me.
What?
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile with an austere regard for control, saying, Cousin Toby, my fortunes, having cast me on your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What?
You must amend your drunkenness. Besides, you waste the treasure of your time on a foolish night.
That's me, I want
One Mr. Andrew.
I knew it was, for many do call me fool.
And what do we have here?
Now is the woodcock near the chin?
And let's have the spirit of humour make him read it aloud.
What about my life? This is my lady's hand. Will these be her very C's, her very U's, her very T's? And this is how she makes her great P's. It is indeed her hand.
Her C's, her U's, her P's, what is that?
To the unknown beloved, this and my good wishes have been phrased. By your leave, Wax. So, and the impression of her increase, which she uses to seal, it is my lady. Who should it be? Jove knows I love. Lips do not move. No man must know. No man must know what follows. The number's altered. This should be you, my Ferry.
Marry hang you, badger!
I may command where I adore, but silence like a Lucrece knife, with bloodless stroke my heart does gore. M-O-A-I, you do sway my life.
Oh, a Faustian riddle.
Excellent wit, say I!
M-O-A-I, you do sway my life. No, but first. Let me see her arms!
What bitter poison has she given him?
M-O-A-I. About to make this resemble something in me. I may command where I adore. Why should she command me? I serve her. She is my lady. This is evident to any formal capacity. There's no obstruction in this. And the end. What should that alphabetical position portend? If I can make this resemble something in me. Softly, M-O-A-I.
Oh, I may cannot. He's now a cold scent.
M. Malvolio. M. Why, that begins my name!
See, we should work it out for this garbage.
There's no constancy in the sequel. A should follow, but O does.
I'll cudgel him and make him cry out.
I comes behind. The simulation is not as the former, and yet, to crush this a little, it would bow to me, for every one of these letters are in my name. So, here follows some prose. If this fall into your hand, revolve. In my stars I am above you yet, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, very true. Some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Your fates open their hands. Let your blood and spirit embrace them, and do not inure yourself to what you are like to be. Cast your humble slough, and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let your tongue tang with arguments of state. Put yourself into the trick of singularity. She that sighs for you does advise you so. Remember who did commend your yellow stockings, and wish to see you ever cross-gartered. I say remember. Go to, you are made, if you desire to be so. If not, let me see you a steward still, a fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, fortunate unhappy. Where daylight and champion discovers not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Mr. Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be point devise the very man. I do not now let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady does love me. She did commend my yellow stockings of late, and did commend my legs being cross-gartered. And in this she manifests herself to my love, and with a kind of strange injunction drives me to these habits of her liking. I thank my stars. I am happy. I'll be straight, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Soft. It was in postscript. You cannot choose but know who I am. If you entertain my love, let it appear in your smiling. Your smiles become you so well. Therefore, in my presence do smile. Dear my sweet, I beg you. Jove, I thank you. I will smile. I will do everything you will have me do.
I can marry this wench for such a device.
So can I too.
And ask for no other dowry but such a jest as this.
Nor I neither. Ah, here comes the veritable gold catcher.
Will you set your foot upon my neck?
Or I neither.
While I play my freedom and trade trip and become your bond slave?
I say or I either.
Why, you have put him in such a dream that when it leaves him, he will run mad.
Even say true, did it work?
Like aquavitae with a midwife.
If you then wish to see the fruits of my sport, mark his first approach to my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings. It is a colour she despises, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests, and he will smile upon her, which will be so unsuitable to her disposition, being as addicted to melancholy as she is, that he can be turned into naught but a notable contempt. If you wish to see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartarus, you most excellent devil of wit!
Mr.
By this piano?
No, sir. I do live by the church.
Are you a churchman?
No, but I do live by the church, for I do live at my house, and my house does stand by the church.
So you may say that a king lies by a beggar if a beggar dwells near him, or the church stands by your piano if your piano stands by the church.
Well, you have said so, to see this day. A sentence is but a cheverel glove to a good wit, how quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Certainly. Those that dally with nice words will quickly make them wanton.
I would wish, therefore, that my sister had no name.
Why, man?
Why, sir? Her name is a word, and to dally with that word might make it wanton. Words are rascals, since bonds disgrace them.
Your reason, man.
Truth, sir, I can yield you nothing without words, and they are grown so false that I am loath to prove reason with them, sir.
I warrant you a merry fellow, and care for nothing?
Not so, sir. Though in my conscience, sir, I do not care for you. If that be to care for nothing, then that would make you invisible.
Are you not Lady Olivia's fool?
The Lady Olivia has no folly. She will keep no fool until she is married. And fools are to husbands as pilchards are to herring. The husband's the bigger fish. I am indeed not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw you recently at the Duke Orsino's.
Foolery, sir, does walk about the earth like the sun. It shineth everywhere. I would be sorry, but it does as often be with your master as with my mistress. I think I saw your wisdom there.
No. And you pass upon it. I'll know more of you. Here are expenses for it.
But not a pair of these have bred, sir.
Yes, being kept together.
Now Jove, in his next commodity of hair, I hope he sends you a beard.
My truth, I'm almost sick for one, though I wouldn't have it grow on my chin. Is your lady inside?
I would play Lord Pandarus of Phrygia to bring a Cressida to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir, and it's well begged.
The matter, I hope, is not great. My lady lies within. So.
This man is wise enough to play the fool, and to do that well craves a kind of wit. He must observe those he jests upon, the quality of the person and the time, and like the haggard check at every feature that comes before his eyes. This is an art as full of labour as a wise man's art, for the folly that he wisely shows is fit, and wise men, folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
God save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Dieu vous garde, monsieur.
Et vous aussi? Votre servitude?
I hope you are, sir, and I am yours.
Will you come into my house? My niece desires you enter if your trade be to her.
Well, yes, I am bound to your niece. She is the list of my voyage.
Taste your legs, sir, put them to motion.
I think I understand my legs better than I understand you telling me to taste my legs.
I mean to go, sir. To enter.
Well, I would answer with gait and entrance, but we are prevented. Most sweet lady, the heavens rain sweet odours upon you.
The youth's a rare courtier.
Rain, sweet heavens. Well,
My voice is only for your vouchsafe ear.
Odours, vouchsafe. I'll commit those to memory.
Let the garden door shut and leave me to this hearing. Now, sir, give me your hand.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is your servant's name, fair princess.
My servant? No, there was never a merry world where only feigning was a compliment. You are servant to Duke Orsino.
And he is yours, and what's his must be yours.
As for him, I pray you, I think not of him. As for his thoughts, I wish they were blanks rather than filled with me.
Madam, I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
I pray you, I told you never to speak of him again. But if you would undertake another suit,
Dear lady.
we leave beseech you. I did send, after your last enchantment here, a ring in chase of you. So I did abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Under your hard construction I must sit. To have forced that on you in a shameful, cunning way, which you knew not of, what were you to think? Have you not set my honour up at the stake, and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts a tyrannous heart can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart. So let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That is a degree of love. No, 'tis not a grief, but a very known vulgar thing that very oft we pity enemies. Why? Then I do think it is time to smile again. Oh well, how apt the poor are to be proud. But if one must be a prey, how much the better to fall before the lion than the wolf? The clock upbraids me with a waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth, I will not have you. And yet, when the youth comes to harvest, your wife will reap a proper man. There lies your way due west.
Then westward ho! Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll say nothing, madam, to my lord by way of me?
Stay! I beg you. Tell me what you think of me.
That you think you are not what you really are.
If I think so, I think the same as you.
And think you right, I am not what I am.
I wish you were, but I would have you be.
Would that be better, madam, than what I am? I wish it might, for now I am your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful with anger and contempt on his lips. A murderous guilt would not show itself more soon than a love that stays hidden, as night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of spring, by maidenhead, truth, honour, and everything, I love you so, that despite all your pride, neither wit nor reason can my passion hide. Do not exhort your reasons from this cause, for as I woo, you therefore have no cause, but rather reason, thus with reason fetter. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By innocence I swear, and by my youth I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor ever none shall mistress be that save I alone. And so, adieu, good madam, nevermore shall I my master's tears to you deplore.
Welcome again! For you perhaps may move that heart, which now abhors, to like his love.
No, I will not stay a moment longer.
Give me your reason, dear villain. Give us your reason.
Sir Andrew, you must give us your reason.
I saw your niece do more favours than the Duke's serving man than she should ever bestow upon me. I saw it in the garden.
Did she see what happened? Tell me that, all sport.
As plain as I see you now.
Then this was a great argument of love in her towards you.
Slight, will you both make an ass of me?
I will probe it legitimate, sir, upon the oaths of judgment and reason.
Who have been grand jurymen ever since before Noah and his flood.
She showed favour to that youth in your sight only to exasperate you, to awake your dormouse valour, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should then have accosted her with some excellent jests, firing you from the mint, and beaten the youth into dumbness. Your lady looked for this from your hand, and was balked. You let time wash off the double guilt of this opportunity, and you are sailing now towards the icy north of her opinion, where you will hang like an icicle in a Dutchman's beard. Unless you redeem yourself with some great act of valour or policy.
Well, it has to be valour, for I hate policy.
Why then build me your fortunes on a basis of valour? Challenge the Duke's youth to a fight. Hurt him in 11 places. My niece will surely take note of it. And assure yourself, there is no love broken in the world that will prevail more in a man's commendation with women than a report of valour.
Will either of you bear a challenge from me to him?
But write it in martial hand. Be curt and brief. It is no matter how witty, so let it be eloquent and full of invention. Taunt him with a license of ink.
And where will I find you?
I'll fetch you in the bedroom. Go!
This man is a dear mannequin to you, Mr. Toby.
I have been dear to him. Some £20,000 dear to him or so.
We shall have a rare letter from him, but will you not deliver it?
By all means, stir on the youth for an answer. But I do not even think that Oxon and Wainstroke could herald these two together. For Andrew, if he were to be opened up, you find only so much blood in his liver that would clog the foot of a flea.
And his opponent, the youth, bears in his visage no great presage of cruelty.
Look where the youngest red of 9 comes!
If you wish to laugh yourselves into stitches, come with me. Yonder girl Malvolio is turned heathen, and very renegado, for there is no Christian who wishes to be saved by believing rightly who could ever believe such impossible passages of grossness. He's in yellow stocking!
And cross-gartered.
Most villainously. Dumped him like his murderer. Oh, he does obey every point of the letter I did drop in his way to betray him. He just smiled into his face more lines than there is in the new map of the Indies. Oh, I've never seen such a face as this. I can hardly keep myself from hurling things at him. I wonder if my lady will strike him. Oh, if she did, he would take it as great favour.
Come, take us to where he is!
Well, I would not by my will have troubled you, but since you make a pleasure of your pains, I promise I won't chide.
I couldn't stay behind you. My desire more sharp than tempered steel did spur me forward. And as not all love to see you, though some enough to be joined into a longer voyage with you, well, who knows what might befall your travels, being skilless in these parts, which, to a stranger, unguided and unfriended, often prove rough and inhospitable. My willing love, kicked forward by these arguments of fear, does set forth in your pursuit.
My kind Antonio, I can make no other answer but my thanks and ever thanks, and Often good deeds are shuffled off with such uncurrent pay. But were my worth firm as is my conscience, shall we go see the relics of this town?
Tomorrow, sir. Best we first go see your lodgings.
But I'm not weary, and it's long until night. I pray you, than to satisfy our eyes with the memorials and things of fame that do renown this city.
Well, would you then pardon me? I cannot walk these streets without danger. Once, in a sea battle against the Duke's galleys, I did some service of such note indeed that if I was spotted here, I would scarce be tolerated.
Belike you did slay a great number of his people then.
The offences of not such a bloody nature. Albeit the quality of the time and the quarrel might well have given us bloody argument. It might since have been answered in repaying what we took for them, for which traffic's sake most of our city did. Only myself stood out, for which if I'm spotted here I shall pay dearly.
You do not then walk too open.
It does not fit me.
Here, sir.
Here's my purse. In the south suburbs at the Elephant is the best place to stay. I will get us food whilst you beguile the time and feed your knowledge with viewing of the town. There you will find me.
Why have you given me your purse?
It is for if your eye should light upon some toy you desire to purchase. And your store I think is not for idle market, sir.
I'll be your purse bearer and leave you for an hour.
To the Elephant.
I will not forget.
I have sent Arthur. He says he'll come.
What shall I feast him? What bestow on him? For youth is bought more often than borrowed or begged. I want to speak too much. Where is Malvolio? He is sad and civil, and as well suited as a servant of my fortunes.
He's coming, ma'am.
Why, what's the matter with him? Does he rave? No, he does nothing but smile. Your ladyship would be best to have some guard about you, for the man is surely tainted in his wits. Go send him here. I am as mad as he is, if sad and merry madness be equal.
Sweet lady. Ho ho.
You are smiling. I have sent for you on a sad occasion.
Sad lady? I cannot be sad. This does make some obstruction in the blood, this cross-gartering, but what of that? If it pleases the eye of one, it's fine by me. As the very true sonnet is. Please one and please all.
Why, how do you do, man? What is the matter with you?
Not black in mind, though yellow in the leg. It did come back to his hands, all the commands will be executed.
Will you go to bed, Snafflehead?
To bed? Aye, sweetheart. And I'll come to you.
How do you, Malvolio?
Why, at your request, yes! Nightingales answer doors!
Why do you come to my lady with this ridiculous boldness?
Be not afraid of greatness. Oh, 'twas well written.
What do you mean by that, Malvolio?
Some are born great.
What do you say?
Some achieve greatness. And some have greatness thrust upon them. Remember who did commend your yellow stockings.
Yellow stockings?
And wish to see you ever cross-gartered.
Cross-gartered?
Go to. You are made. I desire to be so.
I am made.
If not, let me see you a servant still.
Madam, the young The young gentleman of the Duke is at the gate. I can hardly hold him back. He awaits your ladyship's pleasure.
I will come to him. Rhea, let this fellow be looked to. And where is my Uncle Toby? The Becky will take special care of him.
Oh, do you come near me now? No worse man than Toby himself to see to me. This concurs directly with the letter she sent to him, on purpose, so that I may appear stubborn to him, as she incites me to in the letter. Cast your humble slough, she says. Be opposite with kinsmen, surly with servants. Let your tongue tang with arguments of state, as a sad face, a reverend carriage, a slow tongue, in the habit of some sir of note, and so forth I have lined her. But Jove, and not I, is the doer of this. And Jove, make me thankful. Oh, and when you went away just now, let this fellow be seen to. Not Malvolio, nor after my position, but fellow. Everything adheres together. That no dram of a scruple, no scruple of a scruple, no obstacle, no incredulous, no unsafe circumstance. What can be said? Oh, nothing that can be can come between me and the full prospect of my hopes, but Jove, and not I, is the doer of this, and he is to be thanked.
Which way is he in the name of sanctity? If all the devils of hell be drawn in, and Legion himself has possessed him. Then I'll speak to him.
Go away. I discard you. Let me enjoy my private go away.
Oh, how hollow the fiend within him speaks! Did I not tell you, Mr. Toby? My lady asked that you would take care of him.
Oh, does she now?
Peace, peace. We must deal with him gently. Let me alone. How now, Malvolio? How are you? What man? Defy the devil! Consider he's an enemy to mankind!
Do you know what you are saying?
Oh, if you speak ill of the devil, look how ill he takes it to heart! Pray to God he's not bewitched!
Carry his water to the wise woman!
It shall be done tomorrow morning if I live! Oh, Lord!
Peace! We must deal with him gently! Let me alone!
Gentleness, gently, gently, the feet is rough, but must not be roughly used!
How now, my old cock? How are you, Chuck?
Sir!
Oh, with me! Tis not the gravity to play a cherry picked with Satan! Hang him, Balta!
Get him to say his prayers, Toby! Get him to pray!
My prayers, me!
Not here of godliness!
Go hang yourselves all! You are idle, shallow things! I am not of your element!
It's impossible!
If this were played upon a stage right now, I'd condemn it as improbable fiction.
His very genius has taken up the infection of the device man!
Follow him now, lest the device take air and drop off.
We shall make him mad indeed!
Oh, the house will be quieter.
Come. We will have him bound in a dark room. My niece is already in the belief that he's mad. We may continue so, for our pleasure and his penance, until this pastime, tired and out of breath, prompts us to have mercy on him. At which time we will bring the device to the bar and crown you as finder of madmen, Maria.
Here is the challenge. Warrant, it has salt and pepper on it.
Youth, whatsoever you are but just a scurvy fellow.
Good and valiant.
Do not wonder why I do call you so, for I will show you no reason for it.
A good note that will keep you from the hand of the law.
You come to the Lady Olivia, and in my sight she treats you kindly, but you lie in your throat. This is not the matter I challenge you for.
Very brief and to exceeding good sense. Less.
I will waylay you on your way home, where if it be your chance to kill me, you will kill me like a rogue and a villain. Fare you well, and may God have mercy on one of our souls. He may have mercy on mine, but my hope is better than yours, so do look to yourself. Your friend, as you use him, and your enemy, Mr. Andrew Agucheek?
A goose chick?
Argue-cheek.
Agucheek! Well, if this letter doesn't move in, then his legs certainly cannot. I'll give it to him.
You may have fit occasion for it. He's currently in some commerce with my lady and will soon depart from there.
Go, Andrew. Look for him at the corner of the orchard. As soon as you see him, draw your sword. And, as you do so, horribly swear. For it often comes to pass that a terrible oath, twanged off with a swaggering accent, gives manhood more approbation than proof itself ever would have earned him. Go on.
I go too.
Now, I will not give him this letter, for the youth's behaviour gives him out to be of good breeding capacity. But I will deliver the letter by word of mouth, and set upon Andrew a notable report of valour, and drive the youth, which I know he will easily receive it, into a most hideous opinion of Andrew's rage, skill, fury, and impetuosity. This will so frighten them both that they will kill one another by the look alone, like cockatoos.
Here comes your niece. Wait until he gives way of her and then follow him.
I will meanwhile meditate upon some horrid method for a challenge.
I have said too much upon your heart of stone, and too uncautiously laid my honour out. There's something in me that reproves the fault. What a headstrong, potent fault it is that mocks the reproof. With the same behaviour that your passion bears goes my master's grief. Here, wear this jewel for me. It is my picture. It's nice, isn't it? Do not deny it. Has no tongue to vex you with. What could you possibly ask of me that I could refuse? Nothing but this, your true love for my master. How by my honour can I give to him what I have possibly given to you? Oh, I will acquit you. Well, come again tomorrow. Fare you well. A fiend like you might bear my soul to hell.
God save you, gentlemen.
And you, sir?
Whatever defence you have, I tell you, but take you to it. The nature of the wrongs you have done him, I know not. But your interceptor, full of hate, bloody as the hunter seeks you at the orchard end. Draw your sword, ready yourself, for your opponent is quick, skillful, and deadly.
You are mistaken, sir. I am sure there is no man that has any quarrel with me. My memory is very clear to any image of offence done to any man.
You will find it otherwise, I assure you. Therefore, if you value your life at any price, but take you to your guard, for your opponent has in him everything that youth, strength, skill, and wrath can furnish a man with.
I pray you, sir, who is he?
He is snubbed in unmatched rapier fighting, but in private brawl, he is the very devil. Of souls and bodies he has divorced 3, and his rage at the present moment is so implacable that it can be satisfied by nothing but the hands of death.
I will return into the house and desire some conduct from the lady. I assure you, I am no fighter. I have heard of some kind of men who would rather taste their valour. Is this the man of that quirk?
No, sir. His indignation derives out of a very competent injury. Therefore, get you on and give him his desire. You shall not back to the house, unless you desire to undertake with me that which you owe him. Therefore, go on and strip yourself naked here and now.
This is uncivil and it is strange. I pray you, do me this courteous office. Ask what offence I have done to this man. It must be something of my negligence and little of my purpose.
I will do it. Signor Feste, stay with this gentleman until I return.
I pray you, sir, do you know anything of this matter?
I know the man is incensed against you, but of the circumstance nothing more.
I implore you, what manner of man is he?
He is indeed, sir, the most skillful, bloody, and fatal opposite as any man in any part of Illyria. Will you face him up? I will make your peace with him if I can.
Oh, I will be most bound to you for it. I am a man that would much rather go with Sir Priest than Sir Knight. I care little what is thought of my mettle.
Why, man, he is the very devil. I have never seen such a virago. He gave me the stuff on such a mortal motion that it is inevitable. And on the answer, he gives you up as surely as your feet hit the ground you step on.
Bolton, I will not meddle with him.
Aye, but he will not be pacified. Best they can scarce got him back over there.
I'll be good, but I thought he was so valiant and cunning in fence. I would have seen him down before I challenged him. I'll give him my card Capulet.
I'll make the motion. Stand here. Make good sure of it. They shall end without the perishment of souls. I have convinced him to use the devil.
He is as horribly conceited of him and pants and looks pale as if a very bear at his heels.
There's no remedy, sir. The youthful fighting for his own sake. Mary, he has better thoughts about this quarrel than he now thinks it scarce worth to be talking of.
Pray God defend me. Any little thing will now make them show me how much I lack in a man.
Go, Andrew, there is no remedy. The youth, with honour's sake, will have one bout with you. But, as he is a gentleman and a soldier, he protests he will not hurt you. Go on, head to it.
Thank God that he did his own.
Young gentleman of no offence, I take the fault on me. You have offended him, then I for him defy you.
What? Who are you?
Young sir, that for his love, there does more to you than he has bragged to you will do.
Nay, if you be the Undertaker, I am for you.
Take me home! The officers are here!
Oh, this is the man. To your office.
Antonio, I arrest you at the suit of Duke Orsino. I must obey. There's no remedy. I have to answer it. What will you do now when necessity makes me ask me for my purse?
What purse? What money? For the fair kindness you have shown me in being prompted by your present troubles, out of my lean and low ability, I'll lend you something. My having is not much. I'll make division of my present hold. 'Tis half my fortune.
Will you deny me now? Can it be that my devotion to you can lack persuasion? Do not tempt my misery.
I know you not of any feature or voice. I hate ingratitude more in a man than lying, babbling, vainness, drunkenness, or any taint of vice whose strong corruption inhabits our frail blood.
Oh, heavens themselves!
So I pray you, away.
Let me speak a little. This youth that you see here, I snatched one half out of the jaws of death, relieved him with such sanctity of love, and to his image, which I thought did promise most venerable word, did I give devotion.
What's that to us? The tables, mate. Away.
Oh, but how vile and idle proves this God. You have, Sebastian, done good feature shame. In nature there's no blemish but the mind. None can be called deformed but the unkind. Virtue is beauty, but the beauteous evil. Our empty trunks overflows by the devil.
The man grows mad. Wait. Away.
Leave me on.
I think his words do from some passion fly that he believes himself. Oh, but I dare not prove true imagination. Oh, prove true that I, dear brother, are now mistaken for you. He named Sebastian. I, my brother, are yet living in my glass, even such and so in favours were my brother, and he went in this same colour, fashion, ornament. For him I imitate. Oh, if it prove tempests are kind and salt waves are fresh in love.
A very paltry, dishonest boy. More coward than a hare. For his dishonesty, just look how he leaves his friend in necessity, and, for his cowardice, Just ask the fool.
Cowardly. Most cowardly. Religious in it.
I'll ask him and I'll beat him again.
Do it! Cover him soundly, but do not draw your sword.
Marry, sir, I will not.
Come on, let's see the event. I dare bet any money there's nothing in it yet.
Will you make me believe that I was not sent for you?
Go away. Go away, you are a foolish fellow, let me be clear of you.
Well held out, I say. No, I do not know you, nor I was not sent to you by my lady to bid you come speak with her. Nor your name is not Master Cesario, nor this is not my nose either. Nothing that is so, is so.
Becky, vent your folly somewhere else. You do not know me.
Vent my folly? He has heard the word of some great man and now applies it to a fool. Vent my folly? I'm afraid this great lover of the world will prove a cockney. I ask you now, ungird your strangeness and tell me, what shall I vent to my lady? Shall I tell her that you are coming?
I prithee, foolish Greek, depart from me. Here is some coin. If you tarry longer, I shall give worse payment.
By my word, you have an open hand. And those wise men that give fools money will earn themselves a good report. After 14 years of purchase.
Now, sir, have I met you again? There's for you.
What? There's for you!
People mad! Hold for your dagger over the house.
This will I tell my lady straight, I would wish not be in some of your coats for £1,000.
Come, sir, hold off!
No, let me have him! I'll know another way to work with him. I'll have an action of battery against him. Though if there be any law in the area, I struck him first.
Go your hand.
There's no match for that.
No, sir, I will not let go.
I will be free from you. What do you do now? If you dare tempt me further, fight me.
What? No, I must have some Malapert blood from you.
Hold! Toby! On your life I charge you hold!
Thieves!
Ungracious wretch! Thief for the mountains and barbarous kings of manners never taught! Out of my sight! Be not offended. Be not offended, dear Cesario. Rude beings, be gone! I ask you, gentle friend, let your fair wisdom not your passion sway at this unjust and uncivil extent against your peace. Go with me to my house, and hear you there how many fruitless pranks this ruffian has botched up. Thereby you may smile at this. You cannot choose but to go. Do not deny.
What relish is in this? How runs the stream, or else I am mad, or else this is a dream. Let fancy still my sense and leave steep. If this be so to dream, let me still sleep.
Nay, come, I beg you. Would you like to be ruled by me?
Madam. I will.
Oh, say so and be so! Put on this gown and this beard. Tell him that you are Sir Topaz the priest.
I will dissemble myself in it, and I would that I were the first that dissembled in such a gown. Ooh. I am not tall enough to become the function well, nor lean enough to be thought a good student, but to be thought an honest man goes as far as to be said a careful man and a great scholar.
Good Master Parsons.
Honest ears, Mr. Toby, as the old hermit of Prague that never saw pen or ink said very wittily to the niece of King Gorboduc, that is. And so I, being Master Parson, am Master Parson. For what is that but that, and is but is?
Go to him, Sir Topaz.
What ho, I say, peace in this prison.
The knave counterfeits well a good name.
Who calls there?
Sir Topaz the priest, who comes to visit Balta the lunatic.
Sir Topaz, go to my lady.
Out, hyperbolical fiend, how you vex this man! Speak you nothing but of ladies!
Well said, Master Parsons.
Sir Topaz, never was man thus wronged. Sir Topaz, I am not mad. They have laid me here in hideous darkness.
Ah, you dishonest! I call you by the most modest terms, for I am one of those gentle ones who will use the devil himself for courtesy. Say you that this house is dark
as hell, Sir Topaz.
Nay, madman, you are wrong! For the very windows are as transparent as barricadoes, and the clear stones towards the south-north are as lustrous as ebony, and yet you complain of obstruction!
Sir Topaz, I am not mad. I say this house is dark.
What is your opinion of Pythagoras' theorem concerning wild fowl?
Why, the soul of a grandam might easily inhabit a bird.
And what do you think of his opinion?
I think nobly of the soul, and in no way approve his opinion.
Fare you well, and remain you still in darkness. You will hold the opinion of Pythagoras before I allow of your wits. Fare you well.
Sir Topaz!
Most exquisite Sir Topaz.
Nay, I am for all waters.
Well, you might have done without the gown and the beard. He cannot see you.
Now to him in your own voice, and give me word of how you find him. If he may be conveniently delivered, I would he were. For I am now so far in offence with my niece that I can no longer safely uphold this sport to the upshot. You, come by and by to my chamber.
Hey Robin, jolly Robin, tell me how my lady does. Alas, why is she unkind, Paddy?
Fool, I say!
Alas, why is she so?
Fool!
She loves another lord. What ho? Who calls her?
Good fool. As ever you will deserve well at my hand, help me to a candle and a pen, some ink and paper. As I am a gentleman, it shall advantage you, and I will live to be thankful to thee for it.
Master Malvolio?
Aye, good fool.
Alas, sir, how fell you besides your 5 wits?
Fool. Never was man so notoriously abused. Good fool, I am as well in my wits as you are.
Well, then you are mad indeed, if you be no better in your wits than a fool.
They have here propertied me, keep me in darkness, send ministers to me, the asses, and do everything they can to face me out of my wits.
Mind what you say, the minister is here! Malvolio, endeavour yourself to sleep and leave your vain bibble.
Sir Topaz!
Maintain no words with him, good fellow. Who I, sir? Not I, sir. God bless you, Sir Topaz. Marry, amen. I will, sir, I will.
Fool, I say!
Alas, sir, be patient, for I am sent for speaking to you.
Good fool. I tell you, I am as well in my wits as any man in Illyria.
The day that you were, sir.
By this hand, I am. Good fool.
help me to some light, some ink and paper. It shall advantage you better than ever the bearing of letter did.
I'll do it. But tell me, are you not mad indeed, or are you simply counterfeiting?
Believe me, I am not mad. I tell you true.
Nay, I'll ne'er believe a madman until I see his brains. I will fetch you pen and ink and light.
Fool, I will requite it in the highest degree.
This is the air. That is the glorious sun. This pearl she gave me, well, I do feel it and see it, and though it is wonder that enwraps me so, yet it is not madness. Where's Antonio then? I could not find him at the Elephants, yet there he was, and there I found this truth that he did wander the town to seek me out. Well, his counsel now might do me golden service. For, though my soul argues well with my sense that though this may be some error, it's no madness, yet this accident and flood of fortune does so far exceed all instance, all discourse, that I am ready to distrust my own eyes and wrangle with my reason that persuades me to any other idea except that I am mad, or else the lady's mad. But if it were so, she could not sway her house, command her followers, give and take back affairs in their dispatch with such a smooth, discreet and stable bearing as I perceive she does. There's something in it that is deceivable. But here the lady comes.
Oh, do not blame this haste of mine. If you mean well, go with me and with this holy man into the chantry here, there before him, apply me the full assurance of your faith, so that my most jealous and too doubtful soul may live at peace. What do you say?
I will follow this good man, and go with you, and having sworn truth ever will be true.
Oh, then lead the way, good father, and heaven so shine, that they may fairly note this act of mine.
Fool, you do belong to Lady Olivia.
Aye, sir, I am one of her trappings.
I know you well. How are you, my good fellow?
You say the worse for my friends and the better for my foes.
Well, just the contrary. The better for your friends.
So, sir, the worse.
How can that be?
Because, sir, my friends praise me, then make an ass of me. And now my foes tell me plain that I am an ass, so that I may profit in the knowledge of myself, and by my friends I am abused. So, conclusions to be as kisses. If your 4 negatives make your 2 affirmatives, why then, the worse for my friends and the better for my foes.
Why, this is excellent.
No, sir, though it do indeed please you to be one of my friends.
Well, you shall not be the worse for me. There's gold.
I would that this were double dealing. I wish you could make it another, sir.
Oh, you give me ill counsel.
Put your grace in your pocket and let your flesh and blood obey it.
Well, I will be so much a sinner to be a double dealer. There's another.
Primo, secondo, tertio is a good play. And the saying goes, the third pays for all. The triplex is a tripping measure, sir. Measure, sir. Or the bells of St. Bennet, sir, to put you into one mind. One. Two. Three.
You can pull no more money out of me!
At this throw, if you will tell my lady that I wish to speak with her, and bring her along with you, it may await my bounty further.
Marry, sir, lullaby to your bounty till I come again. I go, sir. But I would not have you think that my want of having is the sin of covetousness. But as you say, sir, let your bounty take a nap. I will awaken soon.
Here comes the man that saved me, sir.
That face of his I do remember well. Yet when I saw it last, it was besmeared and black as Vulcan in the smoke of war. And he was captain of a bawling vessel for shallow draught and bulk unprizable, with which such scatheful grapple did he make with the most noble ship in all our fleet, that very envy and the tongue of lust cried fame and honour on him.
Sir, he did me kindness, drew his sword for me, but in conclusion put strange speech upon me. I know not what it was, except distraction.
Notable pirate, you, saltwater thief, what foolish boldness has brought you to the mercies of those you, in terms so bloody and so dear, have made your enemies?
Orsino, noble sir, be pleased that I shake off these names that you give me. Antonio never yet was thief or pirate, though I confess on basic ground enough to be Orsino's enemy. A witchcraft drew me here. That most ingrateful boy, there by your side, from the rude seas enraged and foamy mouth did I rescue. A wreck past hope he was. His life I gave to him, and did thereto add my love without retention or restraint. All in his dedication. For him did I expose myself to the adverse danger of this town. Drew to defend him when he was beset, where being apprehended his false cunning taught him to phase me out of his acquaintance, and grew a 20 years removed thing. While one would wink, denying me my own purse, which I recommended to his use not half an hour before.
How can this be?
When did he come to this town then?
Today, my lord. And for 3 months before, no interim, but for me its vacancy. Both day and night did we keep company.
Here comes the Countess. Now heaven walks on earth. But for you, fellow, your words are madness. 3 months this youth has tended upon me. But more of that in a moment. Go aside.
What would my lord, though he may not have it, find so serviceable in Olivia? Cesario, you do not keep your promise to me. Madam, what do you say,
Gracious
Cesario?
Olivia.
Oh, good, my lord.
My lord speaks. My duty hushes me.
If it be anything like the old tune, my lord, it is as fat and excessive to my ear as howling after music.
Still so cruel.
Still so constant, lord.
What? To perverseness? You, uncivil lady, to whose ingrate and unauspicious altars my soul has breathed the most tender offerings that ever devotion tendered. What shall I do?
Whatever it shall be fit, my lord, that shall become him.
Why should I not? Had I the heart to do it? Like the Egyptian thief, at point of death, kill what I love. A savage jealousy that sometimes savours nobly. But hear me this. Since you cast my faith to your disregard, and that I partly know the instrument that screws me from my true place in your favour, live you the marble breasted tyrant still. But this, your minion, whom I know you love, and who by heaven, I swear I tender dearly, him will I tear out of that cruel eye where he sits crowned in his master's spite. Come here, boy. My thoughts are ripe with mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite the raven's heart within a dove.
Ladies and gentlemen, thus I interrupt, for our recording device hath been corrupt. I'm told, most unfortunately, the battery ran out. Where it has gone, I could not say. Alas, 'tis a shame. So, the eclectic bards of this most happy tale, play, have requested we reenact the denouement for thine enjoyment.
Come, boy, with me. My thoughts are ripe with mischief. I'll sacrifice the lamb that I do love to spite the raven's heart within a dove.
And I, most happy, apt, and willing, would die 1,000 deaths to give you peace.
Where are you going, Cesario?
After him, who I love. More than I love these eyes, more than my life, more by all mores than ever I shall love wife. If I do feign you witnesses above, punish my life for tainting of my love.
I, me, detested! How I am beguiled!
Who does beguile you? Who does you wrong?
Have you forgotten yourself? Is it really so long since? Call forth the Holy Father!
Come, we are leaving.
Where to, my lord? You are in different houses. Cesario, husband, stay.
A husband?
Yes, husband. Would you deny it, Cesario?
Her husband?
No, my lord, I'm not.
Alas, it is the baseness of your fear that makes you strangle your propriety. Fear not, Cesario. Take your fortunes up. Be what you know that you are, and then you are as great as that you fear. A welcome, father. Thou hast dyed thy hair a grape-like hue. I hope your divinity remains untouched. Father, I charge you by your reverence here to unfold, though lately we intended to keep that in secret, what occasion now reveals before it is ready. What you do know has newly passed between this youth and me.
A contract of eternal bond of love, confirmed by the mutual joinder of your hands, attested at the holy close of lips, strengthened by the interchangement of your rings, and all in the ceremony of this compact, sealed in my function, by my testimony, since my watch does tell me only 2 hours has passed, although it has been a year since our last congregation.
Oh, you dissembling cub! Where will you be when time has sowed a grizzle on this case? Or will not else your craft so quickly grow that your own trip shall be your overthrow? Farewell, and take her, but direct your feet, where you and I henceforth may never meet.
My lord, I do protest.
Oh, do not swear. Hold, little faith, though you have too much fear.
For the love of God, a surgeon send one presently to Toby. Why, Lady Sylvia, why does your face look so small?
What's the matter?
He has broke my head across and has given Toby a bloody coxcomb. For the love of God, your help.
Who has done this, Mr. Andrew?
The Count's gentleman, one Cesario. We took him for a coward, but he is the very devil incarnate.
My gentleman, Cesario.
God save us, there he is! You broke my head across, and for nothing. Whatever I did, I was set on to do by Toby.
Why do you speak to me? I never hurt you. You drew your sword with me without cause, but I bespoke you fair and hurt you not.
If a bloody coxcomb be a hurt, you have hurt me. I think you set nothing by a bloody coxcomb. Here comes Sir Toby. You shall hear more. If he had not been so drunk, he would have fought you much better than he did.
How now, gentlemen? What has happened?
That one! He has hurt me, and there's the end of it. Sot, have you seen Dick Sergeant Sot? Sir Andrew, hast thou shrunk thy form since I last saw thee? You used to be taller.
Oh, he's drunk, Toby. An hour since, his eyes were set at 8 in the morning.
Then he's a rogue, and I hate a drunken rogue. Sir Andrew, how canst thou do the splits in this drunken state?
Oh, away with him! Who has made this havoc with them?
I'll help you, Toby, because we'll be dressed together.
Will you help? You? An asshead, a coxcomb, a knave, a thin-faced knave, a gull?
Oh, sir, thou must give me thy hair regiment, for it has grown tremendously since last we met.
Oh, get him to bed and let his hurt be looked to.
I am sorry, Ma'am. I have hurt your kinsman. But had it been the brother of my blood, I must have done no less with wit and safety. You throw a strange regard upon me, and by that I do perceive it has offended you. Pardon me, sweet one, even for the vows we made each other so late ago.
One face, one voice, one habit, and 2 persons. A natural perspective that is and is not.
Antonio, oh my dear Antonio, how have the hours racked and tortured me since I have lost you. And now you are trapped behind a screen.
Sebastian? Are you...
Do you fear that, Antonio?
How have you made division of yourself? An apple cleft in 2 is not more twin than these 2 creatures. Which one is Sebastian?
Oh, most wonderful.
Do I stand there? Well, I never had a brother, nor can there be that deity in my nature. Of here and everywhere. I had a sister, who the blind waves and surges have devoured. Of charity, what kin are you to me? What country? What name? What parentage?
Of Mezzanine. Sebastian was my father, such as Sebastian was my brother too. So went he to his watery tomb. If spirits have assumed both form and suit, you then come to fright us.
A spirit I am indeed. Were you a woman, as the rest goes even, I should let my tears fall upon your cheek and say, thrice welcome, drowned Viola.
My father had a mole upon his brow.
And so did mine.
And he died that day when Viola from her birth had lived but 13 years.
Oh, that record is lively in my soul. He finished indeed his mortal act that day my sister made 13 years.
if nothing hinders in making us both happy except this, my masculine usurper's attire, do not embrace me until each circumstance of place, time, fortune do cohere and jump to show that I am Viola, which to confirm, I'll bring you to a captain in this town, where lie my maiden's clothes, and by whose gentle help I was preserved to serve this noble count. All the occurrences of my fortune since have been between this lady and this lord.
So comes it, lady. You have been mistaken. But nature to her bias drew in that you would have been contracted to a maid. Nor are you therefore by my life deceived. You are betrothed both to a maid and a man.
Be not amazed. Right noble is his blood. If this be true, as yet the glass seems true, I shall have some share in this most happy wreck. Boy, you have said 1,000 times that you never should love a woman as you love me.
And all those sayings will I overswear, and those swearings keep as true in soul as does that orb of ever-raging fire that severs day from night.
Give me your hand, and let me see you as a woman.
The captain that did bring me first on shore still has my maid's garments. He upon some action is now imprisoned at Malvolio's want, a gentleman and follower of my lady.
He shall release him. Fetch Malvolio here. And yet, alas, now I remember, they say, poor gentleman, he's much distracted. A most extracting frenzy of my own, from my remembrance clearly banished his. How is he, fool?
Truly, madam, he holds Beelzebub at a stave's end, as well as any man in his case may do. Has here writ a letter to you. I should have given it to you today this morning, but as madman's epistles are no gospels, so it skills not much when they are delivered. Look then to be well improved when the fool delivers the madman. Let me shareth mine screen. By the Lord, madam.
How now? Are you mad?
No, madam. I do but read madness, and your ladyship will have it as it ought to be.
I beg you, read it in your right wits.
So I do, Madonna, but to read his right wit is to read like this.
I say, read it in your right wits, man.
By the Lord, madam, you wrong me, and the world shall know it. Though you have put me into darkness and given your drunken cousin rule over me, yet have I the benefit of my senses as well as your ladyship does. I have the letter that induced me to the semblance I put on. Whether I do you wrong or myself right, think of me as you will. I leave my duty a little unthought of and speak out of my injury. The madly used Malvolio.
Did he write this?
Aye, madam.
This does not seem much like madness.
See him delivered. Bring him here. My lord, so please you, these things further thought on, do think of me as well as a sister, as a wife. One day shall crown the alliance on two. So please you, here at my house at my proper cost.
Madam, I am most apt to embrace your offer. Your master releases you, and for your services done him so much against the natural mettle of your sex, so far beneath your soft and tender breeding. And since you called me master for so long, here is my hand. You shall from this time be your master's mistress.
A sister, you are she.
Malvolio is about to joineth the call.
Is this the madman?
Aye, my lord, this same. How are you doing, Malvolio?
Madam, you have done me wrong. Notorious wrong.
Have I, Malvolio? No.
Lady, you have. Pray you, peruse the letter. You cannot deny it is your handwriting, nor your seal, nor your invention. You can say none of this. Grant it then, and tell me, in the modesty of honour, why you have given me such clear lights of favour, made me come smiling and cross-gartered to you, to put on yellow stockings and to frown upon Toby and the lesser people, and acting thus in an obedient hope, why you have suffered me to be imprisoned in this mechanized Zoom waiting room, visited by a priest, and made the most notorious geck and gull that ever invention played upon. Tell me why!
Alas, Malvolio, this is not my writing, though I confess it looks much like my hand, but out of the question. 'Tis Maria's words. And now I do think it was she first told me that you were mad, and then you came in smiling, and in such forms which here were presupposed upon you in the letter. I pray you be content. This practice is most shrewdly passed upon you, but when you know the grounds and authors of it, you shall be both the plaintiff and the judge of your own cause.
Good madam, hear me speak, and let no quarrel nor no brawl come to taint the happiness of this present hour which I have wondered at. In hope it shall not. Most freely I confess myself and Toby set this device against Malvolio here, upon some stubborn and uncourteous faults we had perceived in him. Maria writ the letter at Sir Toby's great insistence, in recompense whereof he has married her. How with a sportful malice it was followed may rather pluck on laughter than revenge, if we were to justly weigh the injuries that on both sides have passed.
Alas, poor fool, how have they baffled you?
Why, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. I was once, in this interlude, one Sir Topus, sir, but that's all one. By the Lord, fool, I am not mad. Do you remember, Malvolio? And thus the whirly gig of time brings in his revenges.
I will be revenged on the whole pack of you.
He has been most notoriously abused.
email him and entreat him to a peace. He has not told us of the captain yet. When that is known and golden time convince, a solemn commendation shall be made of our dear souls. Meantime, sweet sister, we will not part from hence. Cesario, come, for so you shall be while you are a man, but when in other habits you are seen, Orsino's mistress and his fancy's queen.
A great while ago, the world began, but that's all one. Our play is done. So pleased are we to grace your screens in play that will strive to please you every day.